Hey everybody, Joan Zodianz here, and welcome back to another episode of Spiritual Zundayz. I'm excited because this week we're going to be talking more about the super blood wolf moon that is happening actually tonight, and it's also transitioning from Capricorn season to Aquarius season. So tonight, if you guys aren't aware, there is going to be a total eclipse plus supermoon plus wolf moon. So what does the wolf moon actually mean? I mean, it's represented as the wolf moon in northern cultures as being the first full moon of the year. It's when the sun and moon are on opposite sides of the earth. That's what a full moon is. You know what? It's funny. It's like I didn't really know that, but I just learned it. But you know how it goes. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to say I don't know anything. I'm not some big ass and know-it-all little bitch. So anyways, what the hell does that mean for you guys? When we have a total eclipse or a shift of energy such as this, like full moons are very magical for a lot of people. A lot of people do a lot of spells during this time. If you're into candle making, then this is a good time to anoint your candles. And if you're not into candle making, that's fine. If you're not into spells, that's fine. This is a good time to really, recreate or redefine or even just start an intent for yourself for the rest of the year. I've been saying in my past podcasts that people have been holding on to a lot of baggage, being that this is the first full moon of the year. And it's also a special one because it's a super moon plus it's a blood moon, meaning it's a total eclipse. This is a really good time to let go of a lot of burdens and baggage for yourself, especially if you've been holding on really tightly to it. Like if you're just emotionally attached to somebody that, you shouldn't be attached to, or to a situation where, it's just, you're breaking away from that. You've outgrown a situation. This is a good time to kind of just practice your intent. People don't really understand the magic of intent. That people don't understand the magic that they possess. Life is about energy. The world is about energy. I mean, if you don't understand that, at least you'll understand the scientific meaning of energy. You know what I mean? And I feel like we have lots of control over our destiny. We don't just have to sit there and be a passenger and just take whatever life wants to give us. And that's why we have to practice intent. We have to define what we want to be, where we want to be, and then commit to the changes that need to take effect or that need to take place in order for that to happen. You know what I mean? Commitment is so hard for people. The rest of the month, is not going to get easier for people either, even though we are under a super blood wolf moon and people should be, evolving. A lot of people don't like to evolve at all. We are also going from Capricorn season into Aquarius season tonight. And that means we are leaving a traditional, regimental, and very disciplined season into a very rebellious season or a very non-traditional season where, we don't want to follow rules or conform to society anymore. And you'll see a lot of people change, especially when Capricorn or Mercury leaves Capricorn and into Aquarius on the 24th, 25th, depending on your time zone. So it means that we will also be thinking of more creative solutions for ourselves. We're not going to be, or at least most of us should not be holding on to things that didn't work for us in the past. It's a time to free your mind, free your soul, free your fucking spirit, okay? You need to free yourself from habits that have prevented you from moving forward, from people that have prevented you from moving forward. If you're not in a space where you could do that, you are the only person holding yourself back. And it's the truth. You're going to have to just accept that in yourself and move the fuck forward. But you know what I'm saying. Venus is still in Sagittarius. Mars is still in Aries, right? And it will continue to be for the rest of the month. Saturn and Pluto are still in Capricorn. And same thing, they'll be there for the rest of the month. Jupiter is still in Sagittarius and its home. Sagittarius being in its home planet. Uranus is still in Aries and Pisces is still in Neptune's. Now, when Mercury goes into Aquarius, it's very compatible with the Venus and with Mars. You're going to see fire And you're going to see air taking over our energies where it's more positive and uplifting. And we are starting to see positive changes in ourselves and the people around us. And it really just depends on what your planets are, what your natal chart is, if it's compatible with those planets too. But most of us will be feeling a more, I guess, fluid or philosophical kind of nature or mental and emotional processing, if that makes any sense. Like having Sagittarius and Venus is really powerful because it's going to be paired with Aquarius, Mercury, where both of them are very positive and both of them are philosophical in their own right. Aquarius being in Mercury will see things from multiple perspectives and accepting different points of views. Aquarius is more of a mediator than somebody who's very argumentative. Debate is very good for them and they require a lot of mental stimulation, whereas Sagittarius requires a lot of physical stimulation. So you're also going to see people who are not going to want to commit to things as well. Like I said, you're seeing people who are very strict with themselves in Capricorn season. And then once it goes into Aquarius, it's more like, like I don't really want to do those things anymore. It's kind of like going more with the flow of things versus, I need to do this, and that, and then commit to these things. This is where it gets a little bit challenging. That's why I said it's not really going to get easier for people, especially when it comes to their intent. They're not really going to want to make promises that they just cannot keep. You have to have that awareness in yourself. If you are the type of person who just cannot keep your own promises, you know what I mean? You just cannot be that person, then that's okay. Just be honest with yourself. That means you just have to recreate your intent more often and start off with smaller goals. Smaller goals leading to a larger achievement. Any achievement that you do pushes you forward. If you're just sitting there waiting for something good to happen to you, guess what? It's not going to. It's not going to. You have to attract that. You have to want that for yourself. And you have to put that intent out into the universe so that hopefully your karma is good. It really comes down to karma. And that you receive rewards for being a good person, I guess. We don't know if you're a good person or not. Karma does, though. Karma knows everything. Have karma your best friend because she's mine. You have to get to know that bitch, okay? Because she'll give you that punishment for sure. Now, because we have Mars, let me recollect myself. Because Mars is still in Aries, it just means that we are trying to push ourselves forward, perhaps too much. If you're finding yourself burning out because of it, or you find yourself like people are provoking you or pushing you or making you feel some type of way, I guess, just take a step fucking back. Okay, take a step back. Know yourself. If you're tired, if you're drained, you're exhausted, you need to take a break. Take a fucking break. The world doesn't really need you to keep going if you're too tired. Do you know what I mean? Things can wait. Don't get overwhelmed by things. And I've been seeing that a lot lately, especially with clients, is that excuse me, is that people are, let me take some fucking water real quick. Hold on. Sorry about that. I have been talking. I just made my Venus sign video. And that took me like a whole day to do because of 12 signs in one day. And I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, what was I saying? With clients, I've been seeing that they've been feeling overwhelmed. People have been feeling overwhelmed. The Saturn and Capricorn and Saturn and Capricorn and Pluto and Capricorn does not help people because it places a lot of pressure. Capricorn being in its ruling planet of Saturn being, the planet of like expansion and boundaries and limitations. You know what I mean? It's kind of similar to Jupiter, but it's not. They're just really big planets. So it's a lot of pressure for people to get their shit together. And it's going to continue to be like that until Saturn gets out of Capricorn, transitions out of Capricorn into Aquarius. And that won't be for a long time from now. Okay, I have a whole blog about it if you want to check it out on my website, but I won't go on about it. Now, Having Jupiter in Sagittarius can help just a little, like lighten the load just a tad bit. It is the planet of luck. It is the planet of expansion, right? We have that. I mean, I know I said Saturn is kind of is the planet of expansion as well, which it kind of is. Saturn is more strict. Jupiter is not. Okay, Saturn is very disciplined. Like, where are we going with our career? What are we doing with our stability, career, family, home, that type of shit. Whereas Jupiter is more of expanding the mind, the spirit, your emotions. It's internal versus external. That's how I like to see Jupiter and Saturn. And you'll see that. I don't know if you'll hear it from other people, and I don't really care. But Jupiter will be internal and Saturn will be external. It's more of like material wealth or material, or not material, physical realm versus the spiritual realm when it comes to these planets. And that's how I like to differentiate the two of them. Okay. Now that we're on the same page of that, they're both in their ruling planet, Sagittarius and Jupiter, Capricorn and Saturn. So what does that even mean? These can be beneficial to you, especially if you have those signs in those planets. Okay. Capricorn being in Saturn means that we are feeling like we need to ground ourselves. We need to build that foundation in ourselves, in our surroundings. So that's why it's adding a lot of pressure for people. And you'll see more people getting married, having babies, trying to get promotions and raises. These things are happening more frequently. And we are still in a Capricorn phase. That's why you're seeing a lot of people sinking or swimming, basically. It's a make or break time for them. And it happens to be at the start of this year, meaning whatever we're doing during this Capricorn season and this Capricorn phase will, hype us up for the rest of the year. I guess that's the only easiest way I could say it. It's setting us up for the rest of the year. So if you haven't been doing shit, then it's kind of like, well, that's kind of how the rest of your year is going to be unless you redefine your intent. And the wolf moon is a good time to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Wolf moon, super magical time to get and turn yourself around and into something more positive to, attract more positive opportunities for yourself. Whether you believe that or not is up to you. If you're just negative Nancy, then that's just the rest of your year. It is what it is. Now, having Sagittarius in Jupiter makes a big difference as well, because again, that's its ruling planet. Okay. They go together, and Sagittarius being the philosopher and Sagittarius also being, or Venus also being in Sagittarius and Venus and Sagittarius and Jupiter. We have two Sagittarians out there playing the field, meaning it's kind of like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, right? Is that how it is? I don't even know. I think that's what it's called. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but anyways, you're going to see the philosopher come out in a lot of people. You're going to see a lot of people practicing a lot of spirituality, or it's like more on the rise, right? I start to see that more often. Things coming out of nowhere, the occult, witches, all of these magical things are starting to come out because people want to justify why things are the way that they are, using multiple perspectives. And that's what you're going to see also during the Aquarius phase. Well, hopefully I didn't overwhelm you guys with all this amazing information. It is a lot to take in. It is a little overwhelming, especially if you're not aware of astrology, you don't know shit about it. But that's why I'm here for you guys, to guide you into a better you. If you guys have any questions or anything, you guys can hit me up on Instagram. You can watch my new YouTube video. You can leave comments or request new videos with me. Either DM me on Instagram or comment below in my YouTube, or you guys can find me on Facebook. If you want to do it, you want to follow me, you want to comment, you want to like things, that's on you. I will be tuning into this super blood wolf moon, and I'll be practicing my astrophotography and capturing the beauty of the moon. And hopefully you guys do too, and create your intent if you haven't done it already. I know you're probably going to hear me say that a lot, but just focus and commit to something finally in your life, especially if you haven't. It's best for you to do it and be a magical fucking unicorn. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.